Thanks for joining us on this next episode of Thanksgiving Pies. Today we're doing a showstopper, the gingerbread eggnog pie.
So the eggnog gingerbread pie, look how beautifully it slices, presents so pretty, and you can just add extra pieces of the decoration onto individual slices if you like. I hope you guys try this one. It is so good and perfect for the holidays. All right, so we're starting with a gingerbread crust. Now this is just a gingerbread cookie recipe. This is my absolute favorite thing that we ever made. We made gingerbread men out of it. They are so delicious, and I've posted it before, so just look for our gingerbread cookie. But for our eggnog pie, it's gonna make the perfect complement. So I'm just gonna gently roll it out. It is a little bit tender, so when you're wanting to transfer it to your pan, you just have to be a little bit careful. This was also, I made this a few days ago and stuck it in the freezer, and then I pulled it out last night to thaw. I would highly recommend that. If you make this and immediately try to roll it out, you're gonna maybe have some issues with tearing. And here's the thing, if it tears when you're putting it in your pie pan, just press it back together. It's not a big deal. But if you let it chill out for a while, it's a lot easier. All right, I'm gonna cook. You want to do decorations of the little gingerbread men. It's kind of around the edge where I don't think I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna cut out, I haven't decided if I want to slice my pies into 6 slices or 8 slices. I think I'm just gonna do 8 cookies just to be safe. Now if you're just decorating this and serving it as a whole pie, just a few on it's gonna be fine. But I'm gonna slice this up and give it away as slices, and so I wanna have a few extra. All right, so I cut out my gingerbread men, and now the excess flour. Just gonna try and knock that off a little bit. This dough is amazing in the freezer though. So if you make a full batch, you don't need near that much for one crust. You can go ahead and cut out your gingerbread man cookies and freeze them flat on pans with 2 layers of parchment paper between them, otherwise they'll stick. And then once they're frozen, throw them in a Ziploc bag to cook off for Christmas later. Or you can freeze the dough just in a ball. Either way, we just want to press it in like you would any kind of pie crust, kind of press in that edge. And then we're just gonna crimp the edge. If you have experience with pie crust, do whatever edge, do whatever edge is your favorite, whatever aesthetic you like. I do a very classic, very simple edging that my mom taught me when I was I started baking with her at a really young age, but I don't know that she had me crimping pie crust until I was probably 8 or 9. And I mean, sometimes the classic's the classic for a reason, right? So this works for a regular pie dough as well. I just want to fold it. Yeah, I had hanging off maybe 1/2 inch or so. Fold it under, and you see kind of how it's doing it. So you're gonna have a ledge sticking up that will then go around and crimp. And if it feels like it's too much, you just tear it off. And if you don't have enough, grab some from your scrap pile and put it on. Like, it's so simple. Don't stress out about baking unless you're doing macarons. Stress is an appropriate reaction to those. I did make them for years, and I don't think that I ever enjoyed it. And I don't make them anymore. Plenty of places make them. I don't need that many in my life. Like if I do like a afternoon, I'm doing a Christmas afternoon tea for my friends, not on Christmas, but like in the month of December. I'm unbelievably excited for, and I will go buy some macarons from someone who makes them and does amazing at them. That person is not me. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses. And do the things that bring you joy. Because if you're stressed out about something while you're making it, they're not gonna enjoy it as much as they would if you had joy in it. My opinion, anyway. Okay, so then once I kind of have it crimped over, I'm just gonna go through and make it all cohesive You can tell I'm looking at you. This is very much a bife feel. You can just kind of, you want it to be the same. And that's because you want it to cook the same. All right. So we have just, now we make it pretty. This might take a little bit of practice. And if the first one's not perfect, that's okay. Here's my thing. If you ever ruin a crust and your edge is awful, most pies, a little whipped cream is great on them. Just put some whipped cream around that edge and you're golden. It's a little trick. All right. Pinchers like this, you're going to pinch and bend. Move, pinch, bend. So pinch, bend. This is, and then go right beside it, and I'm gonna pinch right here beside it. Pinch, bend, and you just keep doing that all the way around the, how many have you done, Misty? I don't know, 10,000? I've made a lot of pies. So you may not be this fast your first time, you may be. I'm not saying you won't be, but it looks like a very traditional homemade crust. Like, it's not the super fancy. You could do fancy. You could cut out shapes and put them, you could do all kinds of things. But this works too. So I'm just gonna pop this in the oven. So the eggnog pie, it's a cheater pie. I'm sorry, if you wanna make a difficult version, go for it. All of these recipes are super simple. Just about anybody can do them, and they're delicious and crowd pleasers. And they're really pretty. This one's one of the prettiest, if I'm being completely honest. This one and the cranberry white chocolate are my favorite aesthetically. They're so gorgeous. So just pre-made eggnog, or make your own. You do you. But if you want to make it really simple, pre-made eggnog and a box of instant pudding. And you want to mix this together for about 2 minutes. I like to add a little extra nutmeg, unless you feel like your eggnog is already super nutmeggy. It should thicken up some. Let it mix for about 2 minutes. All right, once your pudding mix and eggnog have mixed for a couple minutes, you want to add in 1 cup of whipped topping. This can be like a thawed Cool Whip, or I just whipped together some heavy cream, sugar, and a little vanilla. I didn't have any Cool Whips. Whatever you have, but about a cup. And you're just gonna fold that in. Now, this goes in our gingerbread crust. Oh, it smells so good. I'm gonna have to taste it. I'm not gonna be able to wait until I slice it. Oh, so good. Oh, that's delicious. And it is gonna pair wonderfully with our gingerbread crust. Now, if you've been around a while, you know this. My recipes are written for Texas, which is, I think, like 800 feet above sea level. I now live at 8,500 feet above sea level. So high altitude cooking has kicked my butt, and honestly having no fun with it. So a lot of the recipes that you see me do, I'm putting things a little bit differently in them, more of this, less of that, to anyway, so my crust did fall in a little bit. Use your crust before you bake it, and I think that it will stop that. This will be fine. We're gonna make it gorgeous. Live and learn. Live and learn. All right, so this is our pre-baked and cooled gingerbread cookie crust. We're just gonna smooth this out, and we're gonna go ahead and decorate it now, and then it will set up. So I've got some fresh cranberries. If you use frozen cranberries, that's fine. Just know that they are going to like bleed a little bit as they thaw, and that's just gonna have its own aesthetic, and that's fine too. And then I did a mix of just regular sugar, and I used some coarse sugar, or this is Walmart like sanding sugar. It's a little bit of a thicker crumb on it. So we are going to use some rosemary. This side of my pie is prettier, so I'm gonna decorate the other side. And I'm just gonna put my rosemary, kind of making a little frame for it. And sprinkle my cranberries. Let's see, I think I want a little bit more rosemary over here. And then we have our little gingerbread men when we're making our crust. We made them as well. And they are just gonna pop in here. So I have cinnamon sticks and star anise. You can use whatever you have, however much of stuff you kind of want to decorate with. But this is what it looks like. Isn't that a showstopper? I just love the way this one turns out. And it's a perfect flavor-wise holiday. Oh my gosh. And if you want, you can also top it with a little sprinkle of nutmeg. So he needs to set up before he can be sliced. I just love this